Hello and welcome to part 4 of our number sequences video. I'm Jared Walters, and this is a bit of a strange one, to be perfectly honest with you. I like things done in order as a person. I like things done in such a way that I kind of understand what's going on. And when you have these communications, they don't always come in the way that you expect them to. So the plan was to do the ones that I actually knew something about, and then to do the ones that I wasn't so sure about. But I wasn't really planning on making this video this morning, and it just came into my intuition, make a video. And I kind of just sat there for a while and kind of pondered over which one I was going to do. And then my computer crashed. So I waited for it to reboot, and it happened again. So this one is about the significance of the number 5. And it just came into my awareness. I could see a big number 5. And it was like, research and explore number 5. And explore 5. We've not been seeing 5 as a number sequence per se, as much as we've been experiencing 1 1 and 2 2. But it has come up a few times. And when I actually looked at the meaning and took it in what the meaning was, it then made sense, because 5 is a number of change. It's a number of personal, professional changes are happening in your life that affect you as a person to your core. But it's a number of positive change. Now, this is the thing that I talk about with change. Change in our society is battered around a lot. And people might say, oh, I stand for change. You see your politicians talking about this all the time. I stand for change and nothing ever changes. This is a sensation that if you're seeing this number on a regular basis, so either number 5 or multiples thereof, then it is a sign, and you'll probably understand that there are changes coming into your life. And I found this myself, is this last couple of months have been the end of a dramatic cycle of change for me personally. I'll just adjust this camera slightly. That's better. It's been the end of a dramatic change cycle, which I believe started, back when I decided to start giving readings and explore the paranormal and explore the esoteric and spiritual, or whatever you want to call it, full time. And it's been a difficult transformational journey. And it's been fun and enlightening, but it's been a very difficult one, because it is literally shook up to the very core who I am. And the significance of this number, the fact that I had it in my mind to say, research it, there's a message in there for you, was because this morning I woke up and I was pretty much doubting the life changes that are happening around me, these very positive changes that are taking effect. And it's basically a sign to sort of say to you, hang in there. Just a little further, if that makes sense. And to remind you to trust your gut instinct, to trust your intuition, and to not fall back into old patterns. And that is very much a continuing theme in my life at the moment, both with myself and with people around me. Because I very easily fall into patterns or cycles, especially when I see issues in my life, you know, quite small issues, but issues nonetheless, that I would rather get resolved straight away. So, and I'm one of those people that just doesn't like not knowing, and I have this feeling of a great change happening in my life, and it's already started, as I've said in previous videos, and I spoke of this in the 2222 number video. The feeling that there's changes happening and the physical manifestation of that has already come about, and the way in which that happens sometimes can be incredible. It can sometimes be, you know, for me it was someone from my past, a good friend from about 17 years ago suddenly sort of reappearing and kind of offering advice, guidance, and just through helping this person and through that person being of extreme help to myself and to Sam, that it instigated a lot of what I feel this change may be. But it also reminds us not to expect an outcome and to be open to all these different changes that are happening, not to be afraid of it, because sometimes if you get that gut instinct and you follow that feeling in your heart, that knows a lot more than what that understands, because what that understands is what your previous experiences have taught you. Otherwise, so your heart can sort of look outside previous experience and feel when things are, you know, it can feel and tune into how certain people are feeling emotionally, for example, or even just you know, the way that most clairvoyants work. It's very heart-centered. The same for healers. It's very heart-centered. You do it because, you know, most people that do this genuinely do it because they love it, because they absolutely love what it brings people and what it gives people. So if you are seeing the number 5, you're probably going through, or have been going through, some sweeping life changes, and you're very close to the manifestation. Now, I understand that I've explained this before in the video I did about spirit and time, and I'll put a little card. It's no, it's not that side. It's that side. I gotta remember it's backwards. See, it'll be around here somewhere. Right there. I did a video on describing spirit and time. So their version of soon and your version of soon is slightly different, but you know, it will happen literally within its own time, within the right time. And to you, it might seem like, you know, it's not happening soon enough. But when it comes to a point that transition, that change actually happens, you realize that that is when you're perfectly in the right place for it. You know, a good example was when Sam and I got together, and the way we met was picked up by Love It magazine, and because it was done in such a, it was just in such a way, and we're going to talk about this a lot more in a video that we've planned to do together now last night, so we should be doing that in the next couple of weeks. But the way in which it happens, it was like, for me to be in that space, to really sort of bring that relationship into my life, from my point of view, or from my perspective, I had to clear out a great deal of what was in my life previously, because if that hadn't happened, I may not have been able to give it the same commitment, or not been in the same place emotionally, in order to, and actually if certain things hadn't happened, I would not accept it at all. just would have not, you know, I would never have gone there. So I had to be in that space, and the more you feel in that space, and it's like, just one exercise that you can do is, I do this a lot because of my visual impairment. If I'm walking on a road and or like on a mountain or something, and I'm going across a tricky path, I kind of talk to myself. I use affirmation. I use what's called affirmation. I kind of talk to myself, and I say to myself, right, you are going to make it. You have made it. You know, everything's cool. You're doing well, and just give that sort of encouragement. And that works because what you're doing is you're bringing that positive energy. It's what a good friend, Sean Durham, who does the Inside Indra's Net series that we've done a few episodes of on this channel, has said, you're finding and not seeking. And the theory behind that is that if everything happens at once, which in essentially it does, and I'll explain that very quickly. I've explained it in the time video, just explain it just so people get an idea. You take a video game, let's say the Grand Theft Auto series for argument's sake, and that Grand Theft Auto series has got an open world and multiple things happen in that world, and there's certain plot points that you have to go through in order to progress through the game, but most of the time you can do whatever the hell you like within that world. Everything about that world doesn't matter, you know, when it happens in the game, how it happens in the game, what variation it happens in the game, but every single possibility that can happen in that game exists on that disc. So you take that disc out and you put it on your table. Every single possible thing that can happen in that game is potentially happening because the variables, the data is there for it to happen. And I believe, personally, that time works in the same way. Is that we are using a sort of a computer then, or our bodies are using an interface in order to experience what we call physical reality as a game. It essentially works in the same principle. So the potential data, the potential outcomes are there. Now sometimes it'll be a plot point, so it'll be a point that you've plotted on your life's journey that you may have agreed beforehand it is something that you will encounter. You've decided it beforehand, you've agreed it with the people that you're going to encounter with, and you've agreed it with the people you're going to encounter with, and that's basically, you know, it will happen. There might be variations on how it happens, but it will happen. Everything else is a potential. So if you hold that potential there of whatever you experience, what you want to experience, and let it happen organically, let it flow. Now this doesn't so much work with money, for example, because people might say, oh, I want to win the lottery. Well, it doesn't quite work like that, because even winning the lottery has its own repercussions. People think, oh, once you win the lottery, it's it's plain sailing from here. Okay, you might not have money worries, but it brings in a whole host of other worries, and that's a completely different subject for another time, on the energy of money, on the energy of the exchange, because though money's been manipulated, there is that exchange element to it, and there has to be an exchange. In everything in the universe, there has to be an exchange. If you transfer energy one way, it's got to be refilled somewhere else. So that's what it is. So just sit for a little while and just bring into your awareness a potential future where you are feeling that the current concerns are resolved. The current concerns that you have regarding you because you can't change anything for someone else. But the current concerns are resolved. And just hand them up. Just sort of say, right, okay, there's nothing I can do about it at the moment, and trust that when the time comes, the right action to take will be brought into your awareness in one shape or form, and it will feel that it is the right thing for you to do, and that instinct then will tell you. And that is one of the things I have been doing, and that's why I've been getting these number sequences. And it's like with these number sequences, it's, you know, people can say, okay, well, you know, you're just reading a clock, or you're just reading numbers, or, you know, everything is symbolic. And when you actually put those numbers in with everything else that's happening around you, all the different synchronistic events, then that's when it starts to make a bit of sense. It doesn't make sense on its own. It's when it's coupled with other things that are happening around you that it actually starts. It's part of the connectedness of life. So that's the number 5. Have you experienced a reoccurrence to number 5? Let us know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you don't like it, you can give it a thumbs down, I suppose. Just wanted to draw your attention to if you take a look at our website, spiritualworlds.co.uk, we are starting something called Spirit Sessions for those who want to develop spiritually. And just have a look at our services and go to Spirit Sessions, or it's actually on the front page. It basically is a title like Develop Your Psychic Ability. We're doing this over Facebook mobile chat. We're doing it as a group chat over Facebook mobile. In order to you can join obviously the Facebook group for free and pick up all the articles and all those different things. But to actually take part in the sessions, you do have to sign up on the website, and it's basically a small contribution of £3 a week. It's the great thing about doing it this way is that you can do it in the comfort of your own home. It's a great accompaniment to other development work you might be doing, like development classes, development circle, whatever you seem to be you want to be doing. So it's a great accompaniment for that, and it's fun. There's some really great people joined at the moment, and I'm really enjoying working with you all. And the lovely thing is with doing it this way is that we can run multiple groups, so we can accommodate a great deal of people, and as we go. So if you are interested, just take a look at the website, which is www.spiritualworlds.co.uk, and the link will be in the description below, along with our Facebook, Twitter, and all the rest of it. So if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel. I will be doing another video with another number very shortly, and I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself and have fun. Don't forget to have fun. Now I've got to find out where the stop button is again. The ongoing quest for the stop button. Yes. The ongoing quest for the stop button. Here it is.